What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Nothing But Skills, and today I'm bringing you guys another division video. Today's video is going to be going over everything you guys need to know about patch 1.8.1. It was just released today, and I know a lot of you guys have some questions on what is this patch even really doing, and everything you guys need to know about the patch is actually right in front of you guys. As soon as you guys log into the division, if you scroll all the way down to where it says patch notes, you'll now see a tab that says patch 1.8.1, and then it gives you a quick overview at the top. So what 1.8.1 is focused on is they're giving us two new global events. We get global event Blackout, we get global event Onslaught, we get some new combinations for those global events, and then we also get some new legendary missions, and then of course the drop rate. So we'll get into everything right now, guys. So one of the new global events is going to be global event number 5, which is going to be Blackout. Now what Blackout does, it has 3 modifiers. Blackout always active, agents equipped with shock ammo, shooting or running builds will charge your meter. The more charge, the more damage you inflict. Then there's also extreme blackout behavior, plus you can instantly kill enemies with the overcharged melee attacks, but if you miss, you will stun yourself and your allies. And then you have total blackout, extreme blackout behavior, plus your charge meter will cool down faster when you're close to other group members. Now the next global event is global event number 6, which is Onslaught. The modifiers for this global event are Onslaught, always active, deal burn, bleed, and gas effect to enemies in addition to normal damage, reload to charge the effect, savage onslaught behavior, enemies are vulnerable to one effect type and resistance to others. Agents take increased damage from resistant enemies. The final modifier for this global event is brutal onslaught, savage onslaught behavior, plus when 2 or more group members kill a vulnerable enemy within 2 seconds, each member can reload to gain a damage bonus for a single clip. So those are the 2 new global events. We have global event Blackout, global event Onslaught, and then we have over 40 new combinations unlockable for these global events. Most likely it will be 20 for Blackout and then 20 for Onslaught. Also, the game is bringing 2 new legendary missions, Amherst Apartment and then Grand Central Station, which is going to give you another chance to get more classified and more exotics with the increase of the drop rate in 1.8.1. Now for the game changes, the biggest thing I know a lot of you guys are looking forward to is this div tech. Daily combat, crafting, survival, and dark zone quests now reward the player with 25 div tech. Weekly open world and weekly underground assignments reward player with 100 div tech. And then of course season pass holders, those supply drops that come on the 1st and the 15th of every month, you'll get 100 division tech every time you go collect those. I'm actually going to go show you right now. This is the supply drops that now give you 100 div tech. I'm going to head over here and try to open this one up. Now once you get there, you're going to clear out all the enemies. Once you clear out the enemies, you're going to open up the supply drop, and of course now you're going to see that you get 100 division tech. So if you see right there, I got a Deadeye chest piece that was classified, plus I got that 100 div tech. For the vendor changes, they added a classified gear cache to the special vendor that guarantees 1 classified gear piece from the entire pool. Remember, it's every single classified gear piece, so it's 1 chance of getting any of those pieces. I mean, it's better than no chance, but it's going to cost you 2,500 Phoenix credits. If you look right here, it's at the base of operation. Now if you scroll all the way down, this is where you're going to find the classified gear set. The next big change that they did is the global events. They removed the basic cache from the vendors. So if we head over here to the global events vendor, now you guys can see that when the global event happens, since this was global event ambush, the gear sets that you can spend your money on are only the gear sets that happen during that global event. You remember, not till the next global event will these go away. So we have a classified Alpha Bridge cache, we have a Fire Crest, we have Hunter's Faith, and we have Tactician. This is really good for a lot of you guys who still have GE credits and you want one of these. It's going to cost you 3,000 GE credits, but remember, now you can get a guaranteed classified item from that gear set. So instead of having to spend your money on the superior ambush caches and not getting any classified gear set, you can just spend it on one of these. It's going to cost you 1,500 more. You're guaranteed 1 classified item versus not getting anything from those superior ambush caches. This is something that I think is pretty cool, and they should have done a long time ago, especially since they're going to charge you 3,000 GE credits. You still only have a chance of getting 1 classified cache. You can either take your chance with the superior caches, or you can focus in on getting that 1 gear set item that you need. Each global event will now have individual caches per classified gear set for that global event. Bosses in Resistance game mode now reward 100 global event tokens. So now if you guys want to farm Pier 93 solo by yourself, you can also get some global event tokens from it. Another big change that was brought to the drop rate was exotic loot drops. They removed premium vendor exotics from open world loot pool. So all the exotics you see right here at this premium vendor, you no longer can get these from the loot pool, which is amazing because a lot of times times when you're doing those open world bosses, what was happening? You were getting the same guns that were at this vendor, and it was a waste. So a lot of you guys didn't even want to do it. Well, those open world bosses will be a lot better now. All exotics were added to those open world bosses, so that 15 boss run that you can do in the open world will now drop exotics. That is amazing, guys. Before, it was only 3 or 4 exotics you could get. Now you could even get the house out there. You can get the big Alejandro just from doing the open world bosses. And you guys know the drop rate did increase on the open world bosses too. The next big thing is the classified gear drop rates for a lot of you new players and players who just got back into the game and don't have those classified gear sets. Remember, classified drop rate chances have now increased in all locations. So they went from 3% to 6% in all locations where there isn't a bigger buff. Legendary missions now have a chance of dropping 20% chance of dropping a classified gear set as a reward as you complete the mission. A lot of you guys know you guys been completing these legendary missions and not getting anything. I've completed over 100 legendary missions and not even gotten one classified gear set. That's all going to change now. Legendary missions will now have a 20% drop rate for classified gear as a reward, which is really good. I think it makes people want to actually complete those legendary missions. And now that we have 2 new legendary missions, hey, there's more legendary missions for you guys to complete and try to get those gear sets. Season pass supply drops now have a 10% chance to drop classified gear. So they also added that to all of you guys who have the season pass, the gold pass, whatever you guys want to call it. You have a 10% chance to get those classified gears from those supply drops. And the one big update that they did to one of the classified gear sets was the Firecrest 6-piece. You know how a lot of times when you kill an enemy, he would explode and you catch yourself on fire. Now you are immune to your own fire, so you cannot catch yourself on fire, which is really good, and they should have did it a long time ago. This is how the gear set should have launched with, but hey, at least they fixed their mistakes. I know there's a couple other gear sets that you guys want to be fixed, maybe in future patches, but for now, the only gear set that got any tweaks was the classified Firecrest. Now, the big bug fixes that they fixed, they said there was a lot of issues with. They fixed the issue where the mobile cover blast shield mod explosion had no effect. They fixed an issue where the sticky bomb disruptor mod and the base seeker mine would affect neutral players in the dark zone. They fixed an issue where the UI indicated certain support station mods were affecting neutral players. For the dark zone, they fixed the issue where the player dying during manhunt interact caused the sound to loop. You had to log off and log back in to get rid of it. Well, they fixed that. They also fixed the group gone rogue message no longer appears when a player with rogue status enters the game while not in a group. They fixed the issue where the UI for rogue timers will flash between different times. They fixed various locations in the dark zone where the players could get stuck. In the underground, certain named NPCs tended to disappear from the underground. We forced them back. They fixed issues related to the confused JTF officer, and then they fixed the weird door. I'm not too sure what that means. In survival, they fixed the display of the survival weekly assignments for players under maximum level. And then for missions, they fixed an issue where players would receive 1 cash instead of 3 when completing the secret mission. For combinations, they fixed the marathon, the FaceTime, search and destroy, flawless underground, directive execution. Combinations for global event assault will no longer appear if the global event is not active. And then for gear, they fixed the issue where the area of effect of the Firecrest fire was larger than the visual indicated. So sometimes the Firecrest fire will burn targets that were outside of the circle. For the world, they fixed an issue where players were getting stuck in concrete blocks in Westside Pier. They also fixed a couple other areas in Westside Pier where players would get stuck outside the playable area. They found an invisible ladder and they removed it. There was a wall on Pier 93 that didn't look right and they fixed it. There was corrupted textures outside the carrier. They fixed it. The cool thing that they did add to the premium store is players can no longer see their secondary weapon when previewing backpack skins. So a lot of times when you want to look at those backpack skins, your secondary weapon was there in the way. Well, they removed it while you're looking at the skin. So that's pretty cool. The full patch notes is all right here if you guys want to go through it. I pretty much went over every single thing you need to know. And yeah, so that is 1.8 in a nutshell, guys. Remember, it's all focused about global events, new legendary missions, all the drop rates, div tech, and then of course that one gear set, Firecrest, where they did tweak a little bit. But besides that, there are no major changes to any other gear set, no major changes to anything else in the game. So if you guys were looking for something more than that, stay tuned for 1.8.2 and maybe they'll do a couple more fixes then. Remember, if you guys are looking for any gear sets, this is the patch for you. This is to help all the new players, the returning players, everybody who's just getting back in the game, or some of you who've been playing the game for a long time and are missing that one piece. This is your chance. Remember, if you guys have any questions on 1.8.1, let me know in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up. And as always, guys, thank you guys for all the support. Remember, if you ever want to watch me live, head over to Twitch. It's twitch.tv/nothing-but-skills-gaming. And as always, if you don't see me at Last Stand, if you don't see me in skirmish, if you don't see me in the dark zone, it's only a matter of time. Nothing but skills out.